Chris Leo, one quarter of the Black Super Friends podcast. Well, we got 350s and 820s. We'll give you these 350s, but the rest is going on the mother hotel.
Hey, good afternoon. This is D. Horace Towns, heartthrob of the Black Super Friends and newfound MUA. I didn't know I had those skills, but I will add that to my resume as of now. Hey, welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast. It's Monday Night Raw, which is 9 p.m. every Monday night, where you get the male version of The View, but we're better. I'm joined by my three best friends, even though tonight one is missing. I'm waiting on Super Mario Sr. to get off the jet and get into the studio. But I'm going to go to my other two best friends that you know as the Black Super Friends. I'm going to go up top to the dude that needs a little light. I'm going to call him the ladies' man.
Good evening, everybody. What's up, fellas? Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast.
All right. And then I'm going to the bottom. The man that has many names is always ever changing. I call him Aristotle. I call him Socrates. I call him Amazing. I called him International. But tonight he's Cash Chris Leo. So we're going to talk currency. So we're going to go Chris, Currency, Leo.
You are a professional. You still a professional.
Oh, man. Chris, we'll have to come back to you.
What's going on?
Hey.
Technical difficulties.
Dr. Uchina Lisman, you mean.
All right, hey.
I probably murdered your name, but I appreciate you all the same. Hey, shout out to my homeboy, my co-cast member, Jeffrey Lede from Code Red, who stays on Twitter going ham. I got it. Twitter need to give him a bigger platform because he is the most entertaining thing that I've seen in a long time. So, hey, first off, Dr. Lulu.
Dr. Lulu. We'll take that. Okay. What's happening, Doc?
What's happening, Doctor? I think they get mad when you say Doc, so I ain't gonna get too mad at anything, man. While I'm waiting on Chris, man.
Explain this MUA. What's this newfound gift you have? What's up with that?
Well, to be honest, bro, I heard these girls on Facebook, and they always talking about how they beat faces, and then I always see them MUA. And to be honest, I know I beat a few in my lifetime, so it only makes sense that I add it to my resume. I beat a few faces myself.
Oh man, you painting faces?
Hey man, listen. Even do a little jury here now, but that's another story. That's right up Chris Alley, man.
Oh Chris, man, you got to get it together.
Yeah,
I think the Decepticons took him out this time.
Yeah, but he said he's backstage, but he is not. I'm gonna have to go grab him in a second. All right, hey Zay, as I wait on these dudes to show up, maybe it's the software tonight. Let me ask you something, man. I wanted to give a tribute before we go to Chris and the cast, passing Shock G. And I swear to God, we have been losing a lot of notable rap legends when the rappers still rapped and still you can hear the message. And I am particularly fond of Shock G because he's the one that gave my cousin his break. And if it wasn't for Shock G, which I want to say, Shock G gave Pac his start. But many people don't know that Pac was almost a part of Goody Mob.
Mm-hmm.
True story. I don't know if y'all knew that. He was almost a part of Goody Mob. But shout out to Shock G, who most people didn't know that Humpty Hump and Shock G were two different people. But you got to give hip hop a respect. You got to give a hip hop salute. We lost DMX last week. We lost Shock G, and these are all producers that created songs that'll serve as a time mark for our era, man. The Humpty Hump was a dance that you can actually have fun when we danced, had fun, and they wasn't horrible. They wasn't horrible at all, man. So shout out to Shock G, Digital Underground, who gave birth to Tupac, and the rest is history, man. So
Question: as you said that about the difference in the two, which one said just grab them in the biscuits? Because I swore that was Shock G. You don't know. You little puzzle.
That was Humpty.
it was Humpty.
Oh, okay.
Humpty.
See, but he said it's hard to differentiate between the two. So got me with that one. But definitely with Shock, man, that came as a shock. And then the story that surfaced afterwards about him battling a drug addiction and things like that. And that seems all too commonplace with the notables that have dropped as of late. But like you said, Horace, shout out to Shock G for, giving Tupac that platform in which to come out, because I would have never seen, until we actually heard that he came out with Digital Underground, we would have never foreseen him actually like rapping with them. But those guys were down to earth. And actual interview that I seen after they died, where he compared both Biggie and Pac, which is good, because that's been a rivalry since we were kids on which one is the best. And he actually talked about a really good point from his standpoint, where he said that Biggie had that undeniable flow, which Biggie does, and Pac rapped from the pit of his belly. So we felt, different people would, rate both of them kings based off of those two things, the flow and then the realness of the rap. So him recognizing that and being a pioneer to bring that to the forefront in that heated debate and argument amongst those two kings and legends, that was actually some good, insightful stuff that I saw of him. But salute to him again for bringing Pac to us. What you got, Chris?
Chris the Lyrical Leo.
Well, honestly, man, it's hard to when your death comes after DMX and Black Rob. I don't know if it's less significant, but maybe I think we're just tired of it at this point. We're not even over the last death, so this was hard to take. I didn't know much about Shock G, but he did. I hate to say he ruined my childhood, because I'd never seen it coming that he was actually Humpty Hump. I found that out a lot later, and it kind of like it ruined it for me. But rest in power to that brother, man. Shock G had one line that stuck with me my whole entire life, and it's kind of one that I live by. I think it goes like, Shock G, the one that put the satin on your panties, never met a hooker that could stand me.
Yeah.
He spoke to my soul on that one, because I feel the same way. Never met a hooker that could stand me.
Man.
Yeah, man. The thing that I'm gonna tell you what's scary about the industry, man. I see my son online. Is you see the industry and people think it's like lavish. I'm just sitting around waiting for somebody to call. I'm gonna do a video, but they don't know the work that goes into all the behind the scenes. And a lot of dudes, either they already got an addiction, or hell, they whether it's success or just trying to keep up, bro. That's all I seen that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how Joker. You see it. It's everywhere, man. And everybody had a vice, whether it was weed, coke, or I don't even know what's after that. But the industry was full of a lot of stuff, man. So, them guys like Black Rob and all them boys on top, and they partying. And I was telling somebody, I was like, man, those years of partying, like you going city to city, drunk, high, your body tired, you doing 14, 16-hour days, that catch up with you, man. Your heart, Absolutely. Your kidneys, your liver. Man, you getting that money, but you living so fast that I don't think our guys prepare, and especially don't think about putting some money to the side, man. So salute to Shock G. Shock G, another pioneer that's gone, man. Music when you can actually hear it.
It's funny you said that, man, because I remember I've been on tour. I've been on tour with major artists. I've been in these circles, man, and it is like that. When you have to do a party, a nightclub, that club don't end till 3:00, but you got either a 6:00 flight, or you got to get back on the bus and drive, 5-6 hours to another city. And it's almost like when you're performing, it's like that's what you need that to perform. You need your drug to perform. You need your drug when you get when you get to the different city. And I've been even in situations where the bottle girl bring out 10, 12 bottles, and the artists don't even touch it because they're just so used to it, and they just give it to the people
Whoever.
surrounding people because they're just so used to it. They just did this 3-4 times in a row, man. So I definitely understand how artists can gain some kind of addiction on that road. It ain't all glitz and glamour. That's for damn sure.
Nah, people don't understand that at all. People don't understand that at all. What I want to say, man. Hey, before I go to, yeah, you know, we got
You're
somebody.
professional.
Yeah, I got somebody calling me. I'm on air.
He trying
Got
to
a banging on it. Hey,
that's his humble flexing again.
Bro, I swear I'm trying. Listen, this is the thing. This is Jonathan Towns calling. If you ignore somebody call, why do they call right back like it was an accident?
amazing.
I'm not available. Leave a message at the beep, okay?
Just text it.
Geez Louise. Listen, we don't have how I want to say this quickly. We actually want to borrow. I'm going to play the clip because I got thrown out, but I want to actually share the clip. We don't own the rights to it, so hey, they'll get paid later. I want to show you a clip of some local news, man.
Family heartbroken, and the search for the person who shot and killed a 20-year-old woman at a festival over the weekend. Everiana Sankey's family is speaking to us, and they want people to know how gun violence has taken the life of a beautiful soul. Wake News reporter Brianna Ross is live in Lehigh Acres. And Brianna, the family is demanding answers tonight.
Lois, they are. I just had an emotional conversation with Everiana's mother and sister. They are desperate to get justice for the 20-year-old who they say was loved by everyone. Now, her mother told me she was once the vice president of the Brown Sugar Festival, and she says she knows there was not enough security this year to keep her daughter and everyone else safe. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and Everiana's family says this picture from her.
Yeah, I wanted to cut that short. We don't own the rights to that. But my brother, another gorgeous soul, age of 20, life taken away. Another gorgeous soul, trending news, is gone. And the interesting thing about this festival is one that takes place outside of Palm Beach County in Clewiston. I remember 10 years ago, guys, me and y'all, we used to ride to those festivals, and we had a phenomenal time. You will see people from different communities, but everybody was out to enjoy the festival. You get what I'm saying? I remember back in the days before it got lit. Remember Daytona? Remember Spring Break?
That was the Mecca. How can we ever forget?
But the point is, we had festivals where we all came together and really just kick back and enjoy it. It was almost like Amsterdam. Like right now, we had a festival, everybody chilling. Put the foolishness aside. So this year, 1 woman dead, 3 people injured. Last year there was a shooting, and the part about that I didn't like is the people saying there wasn't enough security. And I'm like, dude, it's bad that we're at the point where we have to get this much security for ourselves. We're in our community. So when a video I seen that we couldn't show was a young man, he couldn't have been over 18 at all. He's running down the street with an assault rifle. You know what I mean? What is so important that you got to take somebody's damn life? Around the midst of people enjoying themselves, you put everybody else's life on the line for you to get some payback, respect, or whatever the hell you call it. And I think we don't never focus on the shooter. You know, people say, oh, the person dead, but start focusing on the shooter, because everybody that pull that trigger, they'll think twice, because you killed them, you in jail, now you're a distant memory. Ain't nobody thinking about your ass no more. You got 20, 100 years for doing something that could have been prevented. Put them guns down and throw some hands. So, Zay, I know you are a festival-going guy, and we used to frequent those, man, with our custom cars. What are your thoughts about that?
My first thought is a tragedy. At the end of the day, man, one thing is evident that you said, it's just been getting worse and worse and worse every year, and that's sad. because it's not like we're not amongst COVID-19, which is knocking us out. You know what I'm saying? Here we are, the moment that we actually get a chance to be outside, like we said, we take it to do the wrong thing. And it's so bad because everyone's been cooped up so long. Here, this is a outdoor festival that everyone goes to enjoy. People bring kids to these type of events,
Right.
you know, and just for this to be like a trending thing, like somebody got shot or something to that effect happened again, and we can't leave out the again. Now, like you said, back in the day, it was something that we would go over to. I got family over there, so we would link, we would hang out, you know, and enjoy ourselves. And even this Saturday, as I had my daughter, I thought about making that trek over there to go and hang out, and something in my belly was like, nah, I might have to leave that one alone. This is not a kid-friendly event any longer. And sadly to say, I'm remiss, but y'all gonna have to ride with me on this one. Courtney, God bless the dead. Courtney would be an individual who it would be like pulling teeth to get him to go hang out to these type of events. And as you know, because him getting shot earlier when we were younger, it was a no-go for that. In a similar type event where he's hanging out, where he got comfortable enough to actually come out and enjoy everybody out, this same senseless violence happened to a cousin and a friend of ours, where the least likely person to even go out and hang is the one that gets mowed down and killed, such as this young lady, such as I don't want it to be me or my child, so I had to stay away from that event this time, and look what happened. And the sad part about everything is, amongst the gunfire, someone died. But then everyone forgets, or a lot of people don't even know that a young lady scrambling, running from gunfire, got ran over and she died. So that's like I said, all the way around the board is just a tragedy. But I'm sad that by any type of means that we, as in Black people, us, get together to hang out and enjoy ourselves, we can't, because it becomes a battlefield. That got to stop. The accountability, like you said, Hart, got to be brought to the table on this, whether it be, you know, us as older guys talking to these dudes or trying to get through to them, or even the girls. Like, at the end of the day, I always say girls and money and women run the world. If the girls don't like the type of guys that do this type of foolishness, they'll stop doing it. But again, I'm just a guy, so what do I know? What you got, Chris?
Well, I really didn't keep up with this story. I've never been one to really go to the Brown Sugar Fest. It's just never been my type of thing. I think I may have went once. I think Zay, me and you rolled out there one time.
I'm quite sure we took the Candyland
yeah,
right out
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I
Spaceship.
think we did. Took the spaceship out there in the ostrich leather. But no, man, this is unfortunate, man. This is really, really unfortunate. And what kills me is when other people of other races think that we're dangerous. See, because this stuff don't happen to them. We don't do this to them. We only do things like this to us for some reason. You don't, all this gangster activity and all this gangster stuff, you don't see these same guys doing anything to the Klansmen. You don't see these same guys doing anything to these cops. They're not willing to do nothing to them, but they'll go to these events and do it to people, innocent people. Like, I don't understand our fixation with hurting each other, and it's like it's crazy because everybody has this fear of us, but really the only one that needs to fear us is us. Because we the only we go to these functions just to get all in our feelings and murder somebody. I don't care what happened to that kid or what happened to that man. It wasn't worth killing nobody. It just wasn't. And then your foolish behavior could cost another person their life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at some point, man, we have to start valuing each other. We have to start looking at each other and seeing a brother, a sister, a classmate. We got to start seeing value in each other, man. And this is crazy. This is just crazy. You gotta see, yes,
you gotta see yourself in that person.
See yourself in that person.
Look like you. That's crazy. But the sad fact is what you said. We'll wait till that opportune time to do it. You don't go look for your man no other time except for when a whole bunch of women, kids, and elderly and everybody else is about. That is uncalled for. That got to stop. That's what we got to bring attention to. You know,
Turn them in. and turn them in. We gotta start being accountable. I'm gonna say something unpopular. Music has always dictated the generation, and the music out here now, most of that, a lot of it is pure 100% BS. I even know people that ain't never did none of those things. Everything is about choppers, everything about lands. All it is about killing each other. Now I sound like an old man, but I'm like, damn, all y'all do is talk about killing each other. Damn, when we were coming up, it was about getting women, pimping women. It was like we actually had some content. The 70s was about love, 80s was about party, feeling good, 90s was back to groups like Jodeci and all that. Yeah. And right now, boy, the music
murder, kill.
F every chick, I don't love her, and the chick music is about get paid, and every song's about these cats talking about pulling out a chopper. Hey, you got a hit song. Let's talk about who they did murked on now. I just have a problem with that. My son in the comments saying he was 50 feet from dude that got shot two days ago, and that's what I battle with. I was talking to my brother Chris this week, man. It's a fine line trying to give your kids better, but also trying to get them to appreciate better. It's almost hard. Like my son now knows who I was, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, confession, bro. Sorry Not Sorry, like a gospel song to me, boy. Boy, I close my eyes, sit in the truck, and play that over and over and over, man, just to see where we are at right now. Boy, we done came a long way. Yeah. Zay, you got some stories. We've had some moments where we got home and laid on that pillow and like, boy, I almost didn't make it back to this pillow.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But we had some real men moments in life where we touched that pillow. Thank you, Jesus.
Right.
I almost didn't make it back.
And I'm gonna agree with you too. There's definitely a trickle down effect with that music, man. Like you said, from the guys, you made a valid point. From the guys being taught to murder, kill, to the women being taught that, everything is about cash for ass, and then it trickles down to, well, these guys don't want to marry me, and why not? Shit, he was taught to kill, and you were taught to get the money from. Ain't no love was ever taught. Hence, ain't gonna be no union. So y'all gonna be steady be debacling. Man, it's crazy, man. It's like I said in the beginning, it's all about accountability. We got to start looking at what we taking into these vessels of our bodies, whether it be the music, whether it be the movies, even the video games for these kids, because that's why they own what they own. To be honest to you,
bro. So single parents, mamas and daddies, listen, I know you want to be cool with your kid, but let kids be kids. Some of the stuff I hear at birthday parties or when she ride through the hood, I'm like, your kid should have nothing. He should not. This content is too much. So, bro, 90s music, Uncle Luke, JT Money, we dance, we trick, we players. Bro, I don't know how we got to this point. Hell, even Soulja Slim had it going on, Chris. But,
he told you to pay for the love, but at least it was still some love involved. God,
love. This era right here, though, every song's about choppers. I'm pulling out, and I'm like, bro, like, you don't want that. After you do that, ain't nobody care about you. You did all that for a moment to say, oh, yeah, I handled that. You in prison.
And then you forgotten about it.
You forgot about it.
Don't leave that part out. They do not send you anything to your canteen. You do nothing but write, don't everybody forgot about me or whatever case they did. They did. You were hot for a second. It's over.
Once you get 100 years, they like,
he gone.
Yeah. Then if you snitch and get out, you really like ain't nobody messing with you. So
no, if you get some money, they'll bring you back into the fold and tell you about how you were real, NIGGA, things of that nature. It's crazy. But nobody's taught to love themselves, and that's the sad part. That's why they're able to do the things they were able to do, like mow down that innocent young lady to get at your intended target. Crazy.
Yeah, I just try to fathom that, man. Like I said with my son, I wish. Boy, Sorry Not Sorry, Holy Ghost, Ghost, boy, from streets, and that's what it is. It's a blueprint from both of their stores, from there to there. Like, what are we doing? When I grew up, I ain't know nobody that wanted to be out there selling drugs. I ain't want nobody that wanted to be out there. You could have gave them a job or anything, and they would have took that. These jokers out here doing it for image, so to each his own. I'm going right up Chris Alley to viewer question. All right, y'all ready for it?
Yeah.
Hey, Black Super Friends, I have a question for you. We see that so many diseases disproportionately impact our community, especially Black men. Hypertension, diabetes, the list can go on and on. What are the barriers to Black men truly investing in their health?
Chris, the fitness Leo.
I won't say that. I can do
Dad bod God.
I'm the dad by God, so I can use a little fitness. But what I say is this: that's a really, really good question. A bit presumptuous, but it's a really good question. What I say is, I don't know exactly where she gets that from because I understand, but the majority of the men I see, like when I go to the gym, I see a lot of men in the gym. I see when you think of athletes, when you think of personal trainers, when you think about anything athletic and fitness, a lot of times it's the representation of a man. So I think men do take investments in their health. But what I think he's talking about is the one that don't. So what I would say is, for those that don't, I think the number one, we have to understand what's the number one reason for deterioration in health, especially for Black men. That's exercise, that's diet, and stress. And I think that that's those three facets are so important in just in your life, right? So what I think she's trying to say is she's trying to compare why don't Black men invest in their health, I guess, compared to Black women. And me personally, I don't begrudge no man that don't have trust in the medical system and the justice system in this country, because we could date back to slavery. We could date it back to Tuskegee experiments. We can also go all the way back to present day where the young boys are getting diagnosed with ADHD and given drugs or whatever. So we look at it as a drug cartel. To be honest with you, I think that's the reason why a lot of Black men has reservations of it. Because when what we see is the women that I know, and I think you guys probably can attest to this, the women that I know, anything happened to them, they say they're going to the hospital, right? Anything, no matter what it is, they run to the doctor, they run to the hospital. You would think that they would be more well then. But just like with my grandmother, I watched my grandmother run to the hospital for everything. She died sick in a cabinet full of medicine, prescription pills. So when men see this in women that go to the doctor all the time, we start to think that this is a game. This is, you go to the doctor, they send you to their homeboy to prescribe you something, or this specialist and everything like that. So we get a little weary of it because there's no money in cure in medicine. There's only money in treatment. So in my mind, I'm looking at the doctor as far as a person that's trying to get a client, a customer, more than trying to actually save you and actually cure you of whatever ailing you. That's why I think it's so important for men to pick the proper women, because if you pick a good woman, the right woman, when it comes down to exercise, you should pick a woman that makes you want to stay as fit as possible so you can live as long as possible to be with her. You know what I'm saying? You should also pick a woman that, when it comes down to diet, what is she feeding you? Is she feeding you crap to make you die sooner, or is she feeding you fuel to make you live longer? Do she cook, or is she ordering you crappy food all the time? And then stress. Does that woman stress you? Because we know that women are one of the number one stresses in men health. So again, if that woman stresses you, that's why it's so important to pick the proper woman. So again, I think that we do invest in our health. I just believe that I understand when men have any reservations about doctors, because historically it shows us that they don't work in our favor as much as far as I see. But I could be wrong.
Well, I will say this. My first grandmother, Vicky's mother, died from cancer, stomach cancer, right? And back then I didn't know what cancer was because everybody kept saying she was gonna get better, right? Then my grandmother, who I call mom, died of breast cancer. And if anybody knows Josephine, she was like your grandmother. She went to the doctor every month, checkup. And she ended up dying. And the contributor was my grandfather smoked cigarette in the house. Like you would think he was in a barbecue grill. You know what I mean? And even after the doctor's like, you shouldn't be around smoke, blah, blah, blah. He kept on going with it, right? And second of all, another thing, she used to wear baby powder, right? And that was ended up being an issue. So I don't know how valid that was, but that changed my life as far as how I approach stuff. Now, listen, I took it for granted. I was used to have a phenomenal body. Started getting in the 95. Fuck, you laugh about Zabo. I had a phenomenal body. What you talking about?
You still got a shape, bro. It's just round. Don't worry.
Kwame told me I look like a applesauce jar. But listen, I used to have a nice shape, and I took it for granted because one time I can always lose weight. Oh, I'm getting a little weight, I lose it. That's before I was educated about how testosterone levels decrease as you get older, and it started getting harder. But corporate America, all I was in meetings. You get up, meetings, and most of the meetings take place around a table and food. And then music ended was food and drinks. And people don't know how much sugar is in alcohol. So not being educated on what we're actually eating. Second of all, WIC program. Hell, when a girl get her food stamp, she goes to the store and she get the cheapest stuff trying to make it stretch. That 99-cent juice has high fructose corn syrup, which for Black people is awful. You know what I mean? It contributes to diabetes and all that stuff. But we're buying all this artificial stuff, and bam, we wondering why we can't get right. Most of it ain't even really food. So Dr. Lulu, thank you for your comments. We're gonna have to bring you on air. And now the toxic masculinity.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
We're gonna bring it on for two different segments. Yeah. But I wanted to talk to me. Exercise right now. I exercise when I can, and I'm guilty of this, but I don't trust doctors. I take my elderberry, I take my black seed, I take my oregano. I have been self-medicated for a while, but in the doctor, I'm with Chris. I don't trust doctors because I haven't seen anybody that went to doctors live. I don't trust them. Everybody in my family got put on prescriptions for the treat or help with symptoms, and then on the thing it say, oh, this, liver failure may cause anal bleeding and
all that other stuff,
nipple discharge and all that. Hell no, man. No, you won't get me like that. My granddaddy lived to be 86, and he smoked cigarettes, ate pork every day. So I stick to my elderberry black seed. So I said all that to say, let's educate ourselves on eating better. Go out for a walk, 30 minutes. Make sure you get enough sun, because the sunlight for melanated people is like recharging you like Superman, and try to release that stress, man, which I have to do.
You mean screw?
That is very important for me. It is.
Release is very important.
Listen, last June, July, bro, I had a health scare for a week. Boy, my body was shutting down. But I thought I was out of here. You know what I mean? And, I had to figure it out. So
did the release save you?
Huh?
Did the release save you?
No, not that nitwit.
Okay. I thought you were going to tell me some prolific stuff.
No, I'm talking about kidneys and stuff, you nitwit. But to answer the viewer question, I think men have so much on them that they don't prioritize it because they're so busy trying to prioritize keeping a roof over their head, keeping their ass out of jail, you know what I mean, and dealing with other issues. We need to, but that's just the damn truth, man. So started to ramble on, but latest man.
The answer to the question, she was saying about the barriers, and I listened to both of you guys because you guys made some wonderful points. And I think that if I heard you guys correctly, it boils down to fear. And that's what we've seen. A lot of it is lack of education for us on the men's side, because we're not really taught health like the women are. Women have internal parts that need to be seen about, so they're taught to go to the doctors. We're really not taught to go to the doctors as men. We're taught to be tough, don't cry. So when something happens, we tend to shy away from a hospital or an emergency room that get us better. And that's usually the only time that we really go to a doctor, unless we get a scare. And you know what kind of scare I'm talking about. You know, you look down there and something ain't right. You know, now you want to go and make sure everything's okay. But for the vast majority of us, if we don't have a 911 emergency that takes us to the emergency room, we're not going to the doctor unless we get very, very sick. Because I've heard it, and I'm quite sure you guys have heard it too. Most guys will go by, especially if they have a lady. Well, my lady's straight, so I'm straight. And I'm sorry, bro, but you know, that ain't gonna kick it. Like we said, diabetes, you got stress, you got you know, high blood pressure, all these things that are conducive, especially to us as black men, and prostate cancer. That's something that is a real deal scare for us in the black community as black men. And I think it all boils down to education. We are just not taught. And I come to this conclusion basically off doing my course on barbering and learning some of the things, the techniques with just doing nails and hair that we as men looked at as close some of y'all ears, but faggoty or girly. Like, I'm not doing that, but that's actually what we need to be doing. Manicuring our nails, all that's a part of health and wealth. If you want to live long, you got to make sure that everything is functioning and clean and working properly.
But that's what your lady there for. That's what we supposed to have a helpmate for.
But what did
like
we
that's
just say
supposed
about
to be that's supposed to be the upside. That's supposed to be the reasoning for that. I think
in a perfect world scenario, but what we just talked about, what is the music teaching them? They ain't got no old ladies that even got no sense to even know that. All they know how to do is pay for a fake ass and shake it for some money.
No, I'm not finna get on to the
Okay.
I'm not get on to the music thing.
Okay.
We grew up in some wild ass music. So
But them women took care of you. What these women doing right now, cooking oodles and noodles?
I'm not gonna
Everything fettuccine. Oh, okay, no problem.
It ain't
shrimp alfredo. It ain't
the same.
Definitely ain't healthy.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's important to pick a woman that's just gonna do things like that to help to keep your health going. You know what I'm saying? Because we as men, we're not gonna, like you
Love
said,
yourself. As the CEO of yourself, you got to take care of yourself first. That's the only way another person gonna know how to love you, Chris. So we as men got to take we got to take that whatever fear we have of the doctor, and we just got to go and make sure that everything is all right.
Well,
we got to take the accountability to do that.
When fire shoot out the end, I go to the hospital.
But that's what I said. That's usually around the time that we go. Oh, something ain't working right.
They ain't got his first prostate plan yet.
Yeah, I'm nervous. You know how they check your prostate?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, no, I ain't 40 yet.
Yeah, you can go earlier.
No, I'm all right.
They're gonna check it in prison. Okay. The dance
no,
check it. They're checking in the counter for you. Okay.
Ain't going in there.
All right, we got one more viewer question.
Well, we got to change the subject. My auntie talking about sex on here. Please change the subject.
That's cardio, Chris. That's cardio, Chris.
You right, but I don't want to
hear good for your heart. Clean.
Yeah. Listen, boy, trust me. And they got them pills now. They remember we almost lost an uncle that took too much one night. Remember that story?
Uncle Sonny Boy or Uncle Carl? They had the ambulance had to come get him.
Came out on a stretcher.
God bless his soul. He was laying flat. He was laying flat, but there was a flagpole going on. Heart beating like something.
Listen, boy, that thing. I said, I don't think you should take the whole thing, huh?
What you say, Derek? They can check the blood. You are right. You righteous. They ain't going in my exit.
All right, I'm going to the other one, man. I don't know what Mario. That was right up Mario alley.
Just the fitness.
Yeah, man. You know Mario stay in the gym.
He'll definitely have a rebuttal. He'll probably be in the comment section on it.
All right, I don't fully understand this question, but I think I know what you're talking about.
What's up, Black Super Friends? I love the show, and I absolutely love what you guys are doing, and I have a question for you. So, men who are in relationships, if your girl's not checking you about posting her on your social media page, why do you feel compelled to do so just to turn around and delete the post to later post her again just to delete that post? I need answers. Somebody let me know what's up.
Yeah.
Man,
Chris,
they,
the
you
date
got that?
doctor.
Man,
The
listen,
date doctor.
listen. This is fishy as a can of sardines, man. This is a personal question. This ain't no asking for no friends type of vibe. This is a personal question. She personally going through this, and what I would say is okay. Here's the thing. My uncle told me believe none of what a woman say and half of what you see a woman do. And this is one of those times I'm going to implement that logic. I don't know a woman that's in a relationship that's not pressuring their man to post them. I just don't know no women like that. We're in the age of social media. We're in the age of piss on your property to run the other women away. No, I don't believe for 1 second that she was just okay from not letting this man post her. But let's take into consideration that her story is true, which I don't believe, but let's just take into consideration her story is true. I find it quite selfish and ungrateful of her that when that man took the time out of his life to post her in lewd, it probably could have made him lose all his hoes, and he posted her and risked her that, took it down, and then posted her again, which could completely make this man lose all his hoes. I think it's quite selfish of her for her to think that it's okay for him to just post her and then to sacrifice all these other women. That's quite selfish of you,
Amazing.
ma'am. That is quite selfish of you for you to want him to do that. And then him taking it down, all he's saying is you are a once in a lifetime beauty, maybe twice. And so that's the reason why he took the post down, man. It looks like this looks like a situation where a man is trying to be equally fair to all his women, because it makes no sense to promote one to a high level when the other was gonna get upset, and she's not gonna want to have to talk to all those women and deal with all that estrogen going on, man. So I think it was quite selfish of her to even bring the stuff up. And I commend this man for posting her, man. Like, way to go, man. Way to go. There is still good men out here.
That boy is good and terrible.
Boy, I am so speechless for damn self.
That boy good.
Listen, I do want to highlight something though. And this is just food for thought. Listen, I had a chick one time who was giving me issues about social media, right? And she had a guy friend that she thought was a friend, but he was trying to smash all that. But I don't hate the game. I let her find out on her own. Sometimes you gotta allow the teachings to go amongst us. And she was like, "Oh, so and so don't have no social media, and and I just respect that." Blah blah blah. The reality was he didn't have a social media. For none of his chicks could connect each other to each other, right? So I was like, brilliant, you know what I mean? But she thought it was so valid that, he ain't got no social media, he ain't into social media like that. No, he had a plethora, he had a whole team, no social media, bruh. He had a whole, and I was like, listen, go down that whole avenue with yourself. And I didn't hate. I don't know if she got smashed or not, but who cares? Listen, my point is this. I would hate to think that this is kind of like a what's they're not jurisdiction, but marking your territory type thing. Mm-hmm. Because with this situation here, I think social media and insecurities, man, I see a lot of people have let social media serve as a bookmark or kind of like validation of who they are to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Hell, some people have brands. I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're entertainers. We have a fan base. So assume. But, I think, and I hate to say I'm agreeing with Chris, but unless you marry, I mean, could your request be sought as selfish?
That's the only way I see it.
And as a man, I know she home probably mad as hell. I'm saying this, but like, are you projecting him out there, expecting that same energy to come back in return. What if he ain't got that same energy? Do you want him to be fake and put that same energy back out there when he ain't there yet?
Don't talk about selfish, Horace. They don't want to hear that.
On a serious note, man, if she said that she wasn't pressuring him. Now,
that's a Jedi mind trick.
If she's not pressuring him, that might mean that she don't even want him to do it or don't care about him doing it. That means she don't like that man like that. She just don't like him. Like that is no way she don't want you to post her. And if she don't want you to post her, if she's not even caring about it, that's abnormal. That means she don't really give a damn, and she don't want to be associated with you. And then she complained about him taking it down and then posting it again. Well, then if she complaining about him taking it down, that means she didn't want it. She didn't want it there. Man, that woman don't want you. That woman don't want that man, and she wanted to keep their situation a secret. And he's just blowing up the spot by posting and not posting. She said she didn't care, right? Zay?
I don't know. I was listening to. I think she said. Did she say her boyfriend? Like, why would guys go through the motion of posting the picture just to take it back down and things like that?
Yeah.
To answer the question that she gave us, he probably went through the motion of posting the picture because he was at gunpoint and forced to post the picture. In all honesty, because if you said that he took it down, I don't know a guy that's putting the picture up that's doing that. And if he is, you got to really question yourself and what y'all really, really got going on. Maybe he explained something to you in the early stages of that relationship, and then you may have thought that y'all have crossed a certain path, and he didn't ever cross it. Only you did. Like Horace said, it was the expectation. So if you put the press on him to put the picture up, he put it up because he didn't want the argument, aka the stress. But then he took it back down because he didn't want the argument or the stress either.
Or he smashed after he smashed.
Yeah, but then also too, you got to also think about it, because there's a lot of women who don't care to have their picture shared. They don't want to be in the limelight. They don't want anybody to know their business.
They don't want to be blown up.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or they like peace.
Exposed.
They could choose peace and not violence. So, who knows? The thing I will say about that is this. If you got to go through all that, baby girl, about a picture, it probably ain't worth it. Enjoy the ride, but you might want to seek elsewhere for refuge, because that probably ain't it.
Wow.
I don't want to be a hater. I'm just saying. We're all smart.
But at the same time, she got her own page. Why is it so important that she's
to be on here? Because Chris said
on that page.
Chris said it. It's a pissing contest. She wants to show ownership that I'm here, and then at that point, you got to ask yourself, how selfish are you? Do you care about me, or do you care about making a mark?
He was not trying to hide you from the world. He was trying to hide the world from you.
There you go.
You should be thanking this man. You should be grateful. This sounds like an excellent guy, man.
He didn't want all those guys in your inbox. I'm gonna just tell you what had happened. I have learned in this thing. The minute you post a woman,
it's going down.
Dealing with her,
it's going down.
Here come all of the who's who to take a shot. Women too, because they want to drag up your past, and then the guys who secretly admire you, but don't know how you do what you do, your feng shui. They start comparing themselves and start saying, "Oh, she hollered at him. Well, I can get in her inbox and I can get over there." So by that, young lady, we keep you a secret because it's all good with us as long as nobody else knows. Once everybody else, my mom told me once more than one person know it ain't a secret no more, and I like it just like that, like Usher said.
Exactly. And he don't know your background. He don't know what's going on. He posts you one time, and now everybody talking about what you and the football team did in '93, '96. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't know. He's probably,
we as men ain't built for that.
Exactly. He probably really
we can't take that press.
He probably really likes you, and he just don't want to put no promotions on you because he don't want it to be a setback. He don't want to hear all this other BS or whatever, or maybe he just don't want nobody else to get on your trail, man. That's normally it. That's how the ops get to you. That's every man's soft spot. If he got ops, that's where his soft spot gonna be. You post her, they gonna send somebody after her just to be able to get to you. That's your soft spot, man. So
stop pressing for that. That's what we're saying. Just enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that y'all together. You don't need the world all in y'all business.
Really?
She just snuck a picture while they was together anyway.
Words from the date doctor and the latest man.
Yeah. All you need to worry about is where he putting that joy juice.
Amen and hallelujah. Where the deacon?
You know it. Shout out to the congregation.
Hey, before we go, man, I wanted to talk to y'all about something serious this week. You know, from my radio days, man, this would have been one of those 2-hour conversations. You know how I feel about the election. We had those shows.
We've been doing,
and I just feel like we have been getting disrespected. Oh, I want to go ham. I'm not saying, hey, I give it to you raw. Republicans and Democrats, like the whole is the same bird. But everybody went out and record numbers allegedly and voted, and we did this for Kamala. We were like, oh well, we got a sister and yada yada yada. I'm gonna go straight to the point. To see where you have Tim Scott, I get it. But to get certain black leaders that we put all this into, when asked the question, is America racist? And for them to reply, America isn't racist. And even in those replies, it was almost like no conviction or validity to anything that's happened. We're being murdered. We're being discriminated against.
Record numbers.
Listen, I'll be honest with you straight up. You know how I feel. When people say is America racist, I say yes. It was created and built on the foundation of racism.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can work to have something new one day, but America is intended for us to be less than, always with a foot on our face, foot in the back, all that crap. America is built on racism. So to see Kamala had that one moment where black people was like, and she shut them jive, I didn't expect much, but a lot of people did. A lot of people were heard on the morning shows I was listening to. Kamala's married to another, that illusion of inclusion tends to get people in trouble, right? Then Tim Scott, I expect that out of him. But Representative Claiborne, for you could have said a lot of things, brother. But why are we still trying to get love from something that don't love us? Yes, America is racist like it was created to be. And I was disappointed to see this week when I seen Kamala, the VP, who everybody cheered for, not able to say anything that was convicting to make people provoke some thought to say, you could have mentioned police shootings. You could have noted the hypocrisy where when the people stormed the Capitol, if that was Black Lives Matter, it would have been shot down. And I'm going to kill it right here with this. You know, when you had the Black Lives Matter, right? You had the anti-chant that came back and said all lives matter. But I've been seeing this stop Asian hate. I ain't heard nobody say stop all hate.
Nah, of course not.
Yeah, that's how I'm coming tonight. So listen, I don't get angry, but boy, I'm tired of us electing gatekeepers. I know COINTELPRO is real, and I know they always trying to kill the Black Messiah, but goddamn, have some balls.
Ain't none.
You can't get on prime time and say, yes, there is still racism in America. I get frustrated. Chris, the revolutionary Leo.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on. Because you said something, Horace, that I'm amazed that you're amazed. How come you didn't expect Kamala Harris to be exactly who she showed you she was going to be? Why, when you were expecting something different, you said that was their VP, right?
You know I'm conservative, so I didn't, but you know what? I at least thought, hey, if she's going to be at least political and play like I'm still down with the colored folks, because Joe Biden he on deck. So
yeah, for this gay folk. I'm sorry about that transgender. I'm sorry.
Right.
Oh.
So if we transition that, she gonna get the people of color vote. Why? Because she
AKA or something.
Color? Hell no. No, I didn't expect much out of her. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. But it's crazy because I'm just gonna read an excerpt from your VP. Harris, the country's first Black and first Indian American vice president, disagreed with some but not all of what Tim Scott said. As you said in the beginning, we expected that from Tim Scott. He's the only black senator, Republican senator in the whole thing. So he's trying to fit in where he don't fit. Either way it go. Back to Kamala. She said, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but we also have to speak on the truth of the history of racism in our country and its existence today. That, ma'am, is an oxymoron. I'm not an idiot. You just said a double negative. That don't even make sense. And people voted for you. And when we said, no, I can't kind of go with her because in the beginning, what did she say? I stand with the women who said that this man touched other women. Now you falling right behind him, eating his crap for the lack of better words, and you don't care nothing about the people of color that y'all pushed to get into the seat. Y'all done did everything for everybody else. Y'all can't even address the fact that there is actually racism in America. America was built on it. It is what America is. And some people may say classism or whatever. It's still the same exact thing. We gave you a little something. You are not equal to us. We're going to make sure we keep our foot on your neck so you don't know it. And how dare you say something about it? You should be grateful for what we gave you. That's America. That's racism if I ever heard it. But again, only a black guy on the low side of the totem pole. We don't have any organization, so our words don't really impact as much as maybe the transgender, because they might as well be a race because they've shot past us, and so have the Asians. 1 year of hate crimes due to COVID, and they have all type of ramifications if you press these people. Over 400 years for us, and you better not say anything. Matter of fact, what do you mean you should like it? It's not racism, but there's still something that exists today. It's racist. It's what America is. It exists today. But I don't know what you got, Chris.
Actually, fellas, that's might shock you because I agree. I agree with them. I don't believe that America is a racist country. I believe that America is a landmass. That it's grass, hills, mountains, trees. That's not racist. The people in power and influence, those are the racist people. I think when we say America is, we don't signal who are actually racist and who have actually been racist from the beginning. It's the people in power. Policing isn't racist. It's racist. There's racist police officers. The system, laws, the government isn't racist. It's racist people that's running the country. And what we need to do is start to define racism. Racism isn't you calling me the N-word or you not liking me because I'm black. Racism is when you use your power and your influence to affect my life in a negative way because I'm black. When you pull me over and illegally search me or plant drugs on me or be aggressive with me or try to kill me during a police stop, a traffic stop, that's racism. Policing itself ain't racism. That is when you call the police on me because you think that an officer is going to come and possibly cause bodily harm to me or kill me. That's racism. Those people have a look. Those people have a belief. We need to start compiling evidence and seeing, well, these people that normally does this looks like this. These people go here. They believe these certain things. They normally vote this way. We need to start pointing the finger where the finger deserves to be pointed. We need to start pointing the finger where and identifying all the racist people instead of just saying the country is racist. Let's point the finger on it, because even when you go back to the slavery wasn't a racist thing. Slavery was an equal opportunity. Slavery started when tribes would fight and the losers would become slaves. But those slaves was able to work and probably work themselves out of slavery. Western slavery is the racist slavery, where they enslave you simply because you're white. Because you're black. And they make laws. They write in laws where you're 3/4 of a human. They write in laws where you can't read or write. They make it illegal. That's the racist part of it. Those people have a look. Those people have a place where they church at. Those people have a the groups that they call themselves, man, those are the racist people. And we need to start pointing the finger at them. We need to stop ducking it and trying to make it all inclusive. No, certain people in this country, they tend to look the same way, are racist, and let's point them out and let's call it how it is. That's what I think.
Well, I'm gonna go a little deeper. I always see this word, white supremacy, right? It is a system. Colorism, colonialism, racism. There's a lot of isms that fall under that. They're all products of white supremacy. The whole system depends on us being in this situation that we're in. Dr. Lulu says she has a book, How to Teach Your Children About Racism, on Amazon. I definitely will check this out.
Please send it to us. Please send it to us. We'll promote it next show.
But colorism, racism, what was the other one? Colonialism is when I go, no matter where I go, I'm going to make this place where black people was white. You know what I mean? It could be a country full of people. When I'm in Africa, all these people in Africa, we're going to go over there and put our policy and our government in place, you know what I mean, and oppress those people. America, same thing. People were here before America was formed. So I said all that to say, I didn't expect nothing out of Kamala, but the pressure was on to say, at least give this chick a try, compared to having 3 Caucasian men. You would think that there can be just a tad of some kind of fight for this sister who said she was a sorority sister. She went to Howard. She really pulled a Hillary on our ass, because I have yet to see her speak out about anything. Transgender just seemed, when Joe Biden said transgender is the new civil rights, man, I can't say what I want to say because I don't want to get on the no-fly list. But that was an insult, and I want to say to our people, like, man, you'll be damn fools, because every election they come and say this election is so critical, and the black people need to vote, black people need to vote, which has been leading because black people always vote in the 80 to 90 percentile. The people that keep deciding these elections are working class white women and white women. They have been the X factor. Hey, they elected Obama. We thought we did, but there's so many variables to this system. It was designed to be this way. So when people say, oh, they're killing us, blah, 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 because America is about money, and because we give our money away, we give our vote away, we don't have any value because we're consumers. When you look at the Asians, who are the least voting people in this country, they're business owners, homeowners. Hell, they own most of these championship teams. You know what I mean? Go to the Bahamas, Jamaica, but they have economic value. So Stop Asian Hate was probably a response coming from Chinese government coming to Joe Biden and saying, hey, if you don't want to affect our trading and economics, you need to do something about this. And it happened. We don't have nobody that's coming to say, hey, man, black people.
Man, what I would say is this. The racist people, I would say it like this. I don't mind that, because that number isn't as large as what we think it is.
Right.
That's a smaller number. They just happen to be in power. So what bothers me is the silent people. That's what bothers me, not the racist people. That they are a smaller number. It's the silent people that eats dinner with them, with the racist people, that go to school with them racist people, that works with them racist people, and say nothing. I have non-black friends that says nothing. I have non-black people administrators that I went to school, that went to my high school, that says nothing. I have non-black co-workers and managers, and I had managers and stuff. They said nothing. While all this stuff goes on, they quiet as a mouse. They don't never want to speak up. I'm more concerned with them, because that's a lot of them. That's a lot of them. So when these situations is going on, make sure you watch your non-black friends page and see if they want to speak out against it. Because that's what matters the most. Because if they start to speak out, then I believe things will change, because now them same racist people that's in those same country clubs with them, that lives in those same neighborhoods, when they start to feel uncomfortable, then things will change. It's like maybe like a couple of months back when the George Floyd situation happened and everybody was on the Black Lives Matter thing because it became popular, because people in those neighborhoods seen something for the first time and start to speak out against the racist people. So that's what I'm more concerned with. Is the silent people, those people that's on the fence, those neutral people. They're not help to nobody, because they won't say nothing to them, but then they won't speak up for us, and that is a large number. That's the people that I want to talk about.
Now, if I go to say, you got a point. Hell, back in the days, bro, you had your uncles and daddies down for the cause. These jokers down here ain't willing to sacrifice. These jokers ain't down for no cause out here right now. Hell, we just talked last week about these young girls fighting, and you got grown men videotaping instead of intervening and being the masters or the leaders in our community. You rather videotape trying to get likes. You're a man. You're supposed to be a protector, a leader, and you videotaping. You get what I'm saying? I think the America ain't racist thing is just taking me so far, because
I think it's far-fetched.
We go so, listen, because you know me, every election, every midterm, man, I'm looking at us do the same thing. It's almost like we programmed. They tell you what to care about. When this man talking about, listen, I'm going to go one step farther before I get kicked off air. Obama, you know, I used to criticize him. When the policeman in Dallas did that shooting, right? Despite all the black people had been getting killed, the first thing he did was got that legislation that protected the police officer. Was it the Blue Wall, the Blue Act, the Blue Wall of Silence Act, or something he did? You know why? Because the police union was on his back. They're major contributors for those elections. So money does matter. But I'm saying, bro, it was weeks before somebody said something before Trayvon Martin, and then it took off. You know what I mean? The Dante Wright kid, like, hashtags have become so normal, and we can't allow that to happen. We can't allow that to happen. My son just talking about he was close to somebody, 50 feet from somebody dying. That could have been different. You know what I mean? And it'd been a hashtag, it'd been a funeral. And the new trend is we keep taking those checks. They kill us, but they cut a check to the family. That's not, hell, the person that's dying ain't getting none of that. You know what I mean? We can't allow this, man. And I don't even know what's the fix, because we don't understand politics. That's why we keep putting these gatekeepers in office who ain't gonna say nothing.
Right. I mean, I can't. Chris, I heard you about the America's not racist, but I just find that far-fetched, and I find that hard to believe. When you had the potential next leader of the free world, who ended up becoming the leader of the free world, a part of his whole slogan to get in was, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black." What's that? If that ain't the most racist stuff I ever heard ever, why can't if I don't vote for you, I can't be black? What do you mean? What are you saying at that point in time? You're going for the highest top office in this country per se, and that's what you're gonna say to bring us together. That's what you came with. But that's up there with I don't know, Chris. That's up there with me when he said that. That's up there with the friends that are not black that don't say nothing. You're just as bad. You're saying something trying to fit in, as if you said, "I got 3 black friends. I'm not racist." You're not black if you don't vote for me. Whatever he said, that's a show of who America is. For the people who are outside of America looking at America, they're looking at the person that's saying that I want to potentially run this place, and this is his slogan. This is what he's coming with, and you're saying that this place ain't racist because they saying it is.
Well, see, that's the thing. I understand what you're saying in heart. I totally get it. But at the end of the day, him saying that ain't racist. What's racist is you seeing so many black men getting killed from police while you get in term. As soon as you get in term and do nothing.
You did something. Thing. He did something.
Yeah,
he did something for transgender, exactly. And then he did something for Asian hate.
What's racist. You could say what you could.
But didn't he tell you who he was at the beginning when he made
Exactly.
that statement, he didn't show you
Exactly.
that was.
That's what I'm saying. The words is nothing. The N word, call it saying I don't vote for you, that I'm not black. That's nothing.
So let's
What
not forget
matters
his
is you're
action.
not doing nothing. You're not
What?
doing anything. That's the actions. I can sit right here and say, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. Until I kill you, I'm not a murderer. You need action. You need action, and his non-action is just as bad as him as action. So
His
to
track
me,
record
that's the
speaks
race.
for
That's the racist
himself
part.
before he got there. So
Absolutely.
I don't understand the action you talking about. Racist across the board to me. I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't give a damn.
I'm with you, my
Racist.
brother.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
just saying. But again, what do I know? You're
Turn your mic
professional, but
on.
Listen,
You're a
people
professional.
got mad at me when I was bringing up the past. Like y'all, like, oh, people can change. Like this man was a avid segregationist. Avid,
what else did we expect from him?
bruh. So you don't think I'm gonna play like I like black people to become president? Who don't
Yeah.
want to become president? You know what I mean?
Got-
I just hate that we allow everybody to disrespect us. Oh, that was me in the past. Oh, that's the old me. Oh, whatever. This man got in with his cock ass and has not done nothing. So if y'all reelect him,
For us.
man,
No, he's done something. Let's be very specific. He's done things. He's done nothing for us. He's
Right.
lied to us. Like I keep bringing up Ice Cube. Ice Cube say, "Boy, I got something to talk about." Oh, after we get in office, we'll talk to you. Ain't spoke to that man or made mention of him since.
And all I ask for is in America is about money. Listen, economics. Give us our slice of the pie, because what was supposed to be for minorities, which was us, that got split up. So you take a piece of pie that was supposed to be for us. Oh, women is minority. This is minority. This is minority. Like,
brown
come on,
people,
man. They be
brown
trying,
people,
bro. And we don't get
LGBT
that.
women,
All I heard people talking about this damn stimulus check.
which is gone. They done spent that and they broke again. That's crazy. But
When
that's another
COVID-
episode.
When COVID hit, people were buying toilet paper. Don't even know why we were buying toilet paper. So I'm saying, man, white supremacy is one thing, because one of the biggest agents in that was ignorance, making sure our ass stay ignorant, whether it's politics, whether it's self-care, development, health, mental health. Bro, I don't know if the system has worked so good till we're doing it on our own at some point, man. But I've learned that me politically, a lot of people that I've met that are supposed to be pro-black, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't even introduce you to none of them people, because those pro-black people, bro,
Black.
they probably, bro, man, please, man. Listen, we've been to go off the air tonight because I've been to talk something different. Listen, we missed Mario tonight. Well, I know he had jet lag coming in from the West Coast. Yeah, it's all about dollars and cents, Derek Burns. And 50 acres and a mule, I could tell people something before we get out the air. When Columbus never made it to America, but when they did come to America, they seen people that look just like Zay, and they were called Indians. So forget what this picture of them always telling about light-skinned Indians. People look just like Zay. And when it was time to give black people what they was Indians what they were supposed to get, there's like too many Indians to pay. So anything that's Zay color, they will be now known as Negro and not Native American, and it's true. If you think I'm lying, go look it up. I'll give you $100 each. They changed the law to make everything.
And that's the part that's racist. When you use your power to inflict negative effect on people simply because of their color. Racism is power. A country is nothing but a landmass. The people. Let's talk about the people. Let's talk about the men. Let's talk about the women that love those men that do nothing. Because every one of them Klansmen had wives. Every one of them Klansmen had friends, graduating class. Let's point them out. Let's talk about them specifically, not a piece of dirt, not a mountain, not all that other stuff. Let's talk about them people specifically and point them out.
I agree with you, brother.
I agree.
Evelyn in the comments, Dr. Lulu, hey, inbox the show and we'll get you up. Tierra Saladell, thank you for joining in. I'm gonna go to close the comments. I'm gonna go to Chris, the Revolutionary, Leo. You just watched the Black Messiah.
Oh,
you
man,
are a revolutionary.
Yeah, he fired up.
And that movie is kind of like, you remember like when we was back in the day, we watched Rocky, and like 10 minutes after the movie, you can actually fight anybody, but only
Yeah.
10 minutes after. That's kind of like what that movie did to me. But my 10 minutes is still going, man. I'm still around here acting like a revolutionary. I'm still right here preaching and doing everything I possibly can. But it's in my blood. Shout out to Fannie Lou Hamer, my kin folk. But yeah, man, let's continue to fight, man. Let's continue to bring awareness. Let's continue to point out this racism. Like it's not going to be something that we can change overnight, but every day, let's try to do better. Let's try to love each other, especially people that look like you, and let's speak out against racist act. Let's get ourselves more knowledgeable on politics so we can help ourselves in that realm. Let's encourage our boys and girls to not just to dribble basketballs, but to be lawyers, be judges, be police officers. The jobs that keeps us safe. And let's start to try to police ourselves. That's one of the things that the Black Panthers, speaking of that movie, that's one of the things that the Black Panthers preached on: protecting our own environment, protecting our own neighborhood, protecting our people, and putting our people first. That's the vibe that we need to get back on, man. And I'm not saying that we're not on it, but we need to increase it to a whole different level, man. And you can bet for sure that the Black Super Friends are going to be one of the number one leaders in this movement. I don't want to call it woke. I don't want to call it anything. Put in that other name on it than Black love. That's all I want to call it.
Chris, I want to give you some evidence in this trial against racism. The Black Panthers are all in jail or dead. Ku Klux Klan is still here and recognized.
They the one that denied
protest.
They the one that denied you from your house loan. They the one that didn't hire you when you needed that job. They the one that sentenced you extra on that bench.
Pay the charge, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones. Them teachers that made it
Don't
so
promote you.
They don't promote you. Don't kick you out to detention, and did everything they possibly can to get you out of school. Those are the people, man.
Mr. Ellis, Sidney Ellis, I love your comment. We're now playing with semantics when it comes to racism. The elephant sits in the midst of this country, and we're still dancing around it. Black people are still being killed by law enforcement. Redlining is still happening. Boy, I can attest to that right now. And we must address those issues. You know, the interesting thing before I go to Zay, we talk about ignorance. We want to talk about education. How many people knew about Fred Hampton? But guess what? After you were educated on that brother, whether it's a movie or a book, look how it changed you. So if more kids, more people knew about people like Fred Hampton, Geronimo Pratt, man, that stuff is empowering. So that's why I say education is important, but it's also important on what you're educated on. The latest man.
Definitely the knowledge is the tool. So as Chris said, we're trying to pioneer, us as the Black Super Friends, this knowledge, this education to everyone that'll open their ears. We know that it's each one teach one. And as we learn it, we just try to push it forth. Hence, when we do our shows, we ask you to tag a friend. We ask you to share it as much as possible. We thank each and every person that does do that. And then we can start to get in the realms and circles of individuals who know more of this organization, who know more about politics, and that'll chime in and help some of us who are willing to do the groundwork so that we can get everybody on board, because this don't work unless everybody's on board. You know, we got to stop. We got to stop with running with the emotional side of things, and let's be more logical as the men, as the leaders, as the Black people that we are. So that's what we try to do here at the Black Super Friends podcast. We thank you for chiming in, listening, telling a friend, sharing, all the above, and help educating us as we try to be a conduit and help others. You know, thank you. Horace.
All right. Hey, Dr. Lulu, we're going to bring you on because you was talking about, you said that you're a physician and you're a doctor. We love that. But you mentioned toxic masculinity.
Oh,
and we want parts of that too. We want some of that.
And we're going to have that book waiting for you too when you get here. We're going to order it from Amazon and all. We're gonna have
thank you for the link, Dr. Lulu. Definitely.
Yeah. And Chris, Auntie want a shirt.
I got her. She just got to.
He procrastinating.
No, man, I'm just, at first, dog, it's late because the first round of shirt had the logo all the way over here. So I'm just not learning how to do it. So I done ran through like 3, 4, 10 shirts that turned out bad. So, but we got the
Practice
hang
makes
of
perfect.
it. Practice
Come
makes
on
perfect.
through.
We got the hang of it. I'm gonna need you guys to DM me your payment, your address, and then we'll get those out to you, man. We shipping all this week.
All right. Hey, Zay want his arms cut off and his stomach cut out. His Black Super Friends shirt.
Blasphemy. Hey, cut the sides of Horse on for his midriff can show.
Should I tie it on the side
No,
too?
put the beads on the end so it hang
Oh,
like tassel.
okay, I got you.
he want to shake a little bit. Carnival
Man.
coming up.
Hey, Zay want the spaghetti strings. You remember the spaghetti little straps on the sleeve when he go roller skating?
He want a onesie. Can you make him a one piece?
Yeah, I got you.
So he look like Baby New Year. He got some Jodeci boots. He gonna put it on. He gonna come through.
I'm gonna cut my arms. I look like a truck driver.
Ric Flair.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, we missing 25% of the Black Super Friends, man. But we do applaud y'all for tuning in. This is one of the best conversations that we had in a long time, and I appreciate listening to my brothers Chris and the ladies, man, aka Jock Lecoq. So reporting live. For
don't tell them my alias. You know what I'm saying? They might have heard about Jock.
Jock Lecoq.
Yes.
So,
that French?
Yeah, that's the Haitians, eh?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm from all islands at that point.
So, hey, reaching out and pulling out from Palm Beach County, South Florida to Orlando. We love y'all. Stay busy. Peace.